that's part of this journey of making sure that the kids don't hate the travel and they don't hate my job. They get the job, they understand it.
Do you struggle with that mythological subject we all call work-life balance? If so, trust me, you're not alone. My name is Marcus Sheridan, and this is my journey as a professional speaker and business consultant, trying to make my impact on the world while at the same time striving to be the best husband, father, and giver I can be. Friends, welcome to The Balance.
For what is a Vistage event. Vistage is basically a super qualified group of entrepreneurs, kind of like EO or YEO, which are some other of these types of groups. And I do one or two of these a month in conjunction with normal speaking. And the reason for this is because it's such a qualified group of, say, 15 CEOs. Pretty much guaranteed one or two retainer clients from this. So this side of the speaking fills our funnel, if you will, of retainer clients, and so it means this is the consistent cash flow for the business. Hope you have a good night, and we'll be back like super stupid late tomorrow. If by chance I'm going fishing on Thursday, I'll probably just stay somewhere in Newport News because it's out of Virginia Beach is where we go. But I will obviously know, I'm sure, by tomorrow. Alright, love you bunches. Have a good night. Alright, see you, bye. Got a new episode of The Balance that we're posting right now, number 3. It's always kind of, for some weird reason, it's more nerve-wracking to share this. I think it's probably two factors: the amount of work we put into it and the personal element. But got about 5 hours sleep. PJ probably got 4, maybe 5. He thinks less than that. But got a workshop this morning, and then headed back to Virginia. So it's essentially a 30-hour trip, and I do a lot of these 30-hour trips. It's the easiest way to travel, speak, and get back to the family, and them not really notice it too much. You've got to do whatever it takes to get by from top to bottom. If your sales manager is pushing against this, guess how it's going to go? Not well. Because they are the subject matter experts. They're the ones, sales, business development, etc. They're the ones that are hearing the questions. They're the ones that have some of the best answers. And if they resist, you know how many times I've taught a workshop to a company on this, and I could sense in the room who the forward-thinking salespeople were and the ones that were still living in 1990. And I immediately told the CEO, I said, your sales manager, if we're gonna work together, is either gotta change their attitude or I think you should let them go. Because they're holding you back. We just had a workshop that lasted about 3.5 hours. Super qualified room of CEOs, and went great. And I think I probably asked at least 150 questions over the course of that time, just to help the audience discover for themselves what I was hoping that they would learn. Really, the idea of they ask, you answer, and adjusting your business to the digital consumer is a big deal. And it changes, it requires a major change in business philosophy about becoming teachers and becoming transparent. There was people in that room, because leadership wasn't there, they're not going to get buy-in. As the biggest problem in this space, they're just simply not going to get the buy-in they need. They're going to try to go back to the office, and they're going to meet with leadership, and they're going to try to explain and translate what they heard, and unfortunately it's not going to work. And that is a massive issue right now, and I think it's going to continue to be an issue until marketers get leadership teams, get managers at the events, at the workshops, where somebody else is explaining the thing. Because unfortunately, oftentimes the new ideas come from in-house, leadership doesn't listen. And it's sad, but it's true. It's a big problem. And it's also, though, a problem that I'm trying to fix. So this quick stop to Baton Rouge has come to an end back in Richmond. It's midnight, and a classic 30-hour trip. I do a ton of these throughout the year. I mentioned one of the episodes that I did, I think it was 79 gigs last year, and sometimes people say, man, that's a lot. But if you can stack things up and close together, like in this case, 30-hour trip, it doesn't feel like the family has missed you too much. You know, sometimes the kids, I realize I've been gone and I've been, across the country or something like that. What it means is, like tonight, get back at midnight, and now I got to get in a car, and we've got to drive 1 hour and 40 minutes to get home. Get home at 2 a.m. It's totally cool though, because I get to sleep in my bed and get to be with the family in the morning, and nobody skips a beat. And I think that's part of this journey of making sure that the kids don't hate the travel, and they don't hate my job. They get the job, they understand it. And hopefully this trip was good too, because we already got a couple of potential client meetings set up, and that's what it's all about. Got a little bit of Cajun food. So it was a good time. Good time.